Hi Pisces, how are we today? Just doing our weekly readings. This week we are doing prediction readings, okay? So seeing if we can get some predictions for what's going on for you in the near future there. Very interesting type of reading. I haven't actually, this will be the first time I have attempted to do this for the collective rather than in person for people. I do really have good results in person with people with predictions, but it's going to be a wait and see how it goes with the collective energy there. So thought I'd try something new and see how it goes. As we all know, I have been a little bit sick, so I do apologize if there's any coughing or anything like that. Please subscribe to the channel if you're not already. And I have the Voice of the Souls Oracle. I have here the Scrying Ink Lenormand and the Love Message Oracle cards, okay? So we'll sort of get into it for you, Pisces, and see what we can pull out. Okay, Pisces, predictions for Pisces. Predictions for Pisces. Anything you would like to predict for our Pisces? Any predictions Pisces needs to be aware of? Oh, that's interesting. I just feel the need to grab one more to see the balance of those. Okay, that makes a bit more sense. Okay, so because I do have happiness coming out on one side here. On the other side, I do have anger coming through. Okay, and then we have learning in the middle here. So this is a prediction about the way that you learn, the difference between. I feel like for a lot of you Pisces, this is the way that you show happiness and anger, and learning how to show these emotions in a new way. Okay, I'm going to go through and clarify this heavily so we can get a bit more detail, because I am feeling that for some of you this is in regard to something specific. Clarify this message for Pisces, please. Firstly, clarify happiness as a prediction for Pisces. Clarify anger as a prediction for Pisces. And clarify learning. Clarify learning as a prediction for Pisces. Okay, so firstly, I want to talk about the learning aspect here, because that's how we're balancing this out. This does feel as though it is just one prediction rather than, even though I have drawn 3 cards, it is one sort of prediction here. The learning being the key to it all. Okay, so we have the learning there. That has been clarified by the sun as well as the snake. Okay, so we actually do see with that sun and snake energy, on one side we have the happiness, and then on the other side, this could potentially be showing us where the anger is connecting to, because the sun is all about happiness, okay, and revealing truth. It's personal revelations coming to light here. So learning more about yourself, learning more about the way that you interpret happiness and the way that you show happiness. Okay, so I do feel as though the happiness is coming from the fact that you're learning and you're having these personal revelations. Okay, so there is a lot of happiness being predicted for you, but it's happiness in learning, happiness in growth of self. Is what I'm kind of getting here. The snake energy does show us that the anger is some sort of illusion, deception. is what sort of comes through. Temptation as well, with the anger, that the temptation, the it's feeling like automatic response is anger, rather than happiness, regardless of what's happening here. I will just actually clarify to see if this is in regard to anything in specific. Is this in regard to a specific area of life? Is this in regard to a specific event or aspect of life for Pisces, please? Nothing. It's not as specific, but we have the moon and the broom. Okay, so it's all about clearing out your emotions and sweeping clean yourself of these negative emotions and starting from scratch on how to process emotions. Okay, Pisces. So when we're looking at the happiness, I feel like I might come to that last, because obviously, that seems to be the prediction is the happiness that you're going to be gaining from looking at this, whereas we're seeing the process in the rest of this prediction through the anger. Okay, so the anger seems to be, the main meat of the problem. Okay, so we have the anger card there, which has been clarified by the cross and then the anchor. So that relatively straightforward is talking about being stuck with burdens, being stuck with this is your cross to bear, being stuck, being very stuck energy and I am picking up past stuff coming through heavily here, things that you feel as though it's your destiny to carry that pain, that grief, that sadness, that you have actually turned all that into anger rather than processing the grief and the sadness. You've processed it into anger, rather than dealing with that and allowing that to allow positive emotion come through. You're still holding on to this anger. Okay, so there's a lot of underlying anger, and I do feel straight away for a lot of you that is unprocessed grief and sadness and guilt and a lot of the time when we see anger as an emotion, it is very justified. Okay, I'm not going to say that it's not, because there's a reason our anger gets stirred, but there's also this issue here with you holding on to it and you carrying it like it's something that you have to carry, that you have to be this way, that you have to be angry about this. Whereas, I do feel as though, no, you don't. There's a way for you to process this and release this anger that you haven't been doing. You're kind of deceiving yourself with that snake showing through. You kind of, the illusion is that you have to hold on to this anger, whereas you don't. Okay. The cross shows us that this is a big part of, there is a destiny, spiritual destiny at play here, with the cross showing, because especially too when we look at that anger card in itself, it does have a cross on the top of that sword. Okay, so we're definitely seeing that this is, it's part of your process, part of life, part of the way things need to be, so that you can learn this process for yourself here, Pisces. It's all about the learning. Okay, we're not talking about this holding on to anger being a bad thing. We're not talking about the fact that you're angry about things, that have happened to you in the past being bad. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the way that you're holding on to your anger and the way that you deal with these other emotions by processing them into anger, because then you're not actually processing sadness as sadness. You're processing it as anger, or you're just, turning it into anger, and you're just being angry about being sad, if that kind of makes sense. So you're not actually processing it fully, and you're not able to move on from that sadness, from that guilt, from that shame, from that, whatever that emotion is that is turning into this anger here, you're not actually properly processing that and allowing yourself to move forward from that. And, you're stopping yourself from being truly happy here, which is why this is coming up for you, Pisces. So this is like, I have been getting quite a lot of these messages so far this week where, the prediction we're getting is got to do with internalized stuff. And that's what we're seeing here. That the prediction for you is that there comes a time when you start to see that you cannot keep turning this emotion into anger, and just being angry at the person, the world in general, and taking your anger out on others that have got nothing to do with this. The way that you're approaching things, you're approaching things in a very, it feels aggressive and anger. It does, that anger comes across as aggressive to people that don't have anything to do with that initial emotion. Okay, so you may have been noticing issues between yourself and others where you're wondering why people are acting certain ways towards you, and it's you're not noticing the fact that you're actually acting from anger rather than from your true self when you're approaching these other issues or other people in your life, because you do seem to be deceiving yourself that the only way for you to um, get anything out of your system is through anger rather than actually being able to process things within. Okay, I hope this is making sense to Pisces, but it's all about clearing these emotions out of yourself and stopping and recognizing how this anger is actually displaying in you in your life. Are you getting very quick tempered? Are you lashing out at people without meaning to? Are you and sometimes anger can stop us from talking to people at all. We can be telling ourselves that we're just angry, that this person did this person did that, and then we fall into victim consciousness, which is a whole nother thing. But what's happening right now is I'm seeing that you are stuck with processing this anger. So no matter how much you're turning all these other emotions into anger, that's where it's getting stuck, and it's getting stuck inside you here, Pisces, and it's turning on you and making you angry at yourself, at the people around you, at the world in general. So any other situation that's coming in for you, you're not going to see it clearly because you're not processing these emotions properly. Okay, so sorry to be calling you out a little bit here, Pisces, but ultimately this is because we're predicting happiness for you, and we want to get you to that point where the happiness can come through for you here. Okay, so it's all about looking within yourself and looking at where you are stuck, in anger, and releasing those burdens, allowing yourself to have these, look deep within yourself and bring it to light within yourself so that that happiness can shine on through, that you can actually experience happiness again, because right now you're feeling very blocked to the happiness, and this is why. It's because you're stuck in the negative, darker emotions, which is we all have times of life, and like I said, it's not necessarily something that is a bad thing. It's something that a lot of the time we have to have these things happen in our life so that we can, get through them and learn from them. And we have very justifiable anger at certain things that have happened in the world, in our life, with people around us, all those sorts of things. We're not saying that it's not justified. We're saying that it's not justified that you're turning it inward and hurting yourself further from holding on to this anger. Okay, because we do see that happiness clarified by the bouquet, but also the bear. So the bear does show us that you are, you're protected against this happiness at the moment, because you've built this protection around yourself with anger rather than true happiness, and potential and hope. You know, happiness always comes with hope and optimism that things might be better. Things can be better than this. It's not always going to be this way. And you're actually guarding yourself against that at the moment. Okay, so we do see the bear. You've been protecting yourself in the past, but it's time for you to stop protecting yourself, because when you're protecting yourself, well, you know, not that I'm saying don't protect yourself. I'm just saying you need to, make sure you're allowing certain things in, allowing yourself to be very vulnerable with yourself, allowing these personal revelations to come through for you here, so that you are not blocking out the whole world. When you're putting up this giant wall around yourself and around your emotions, Pisces, that you're not blocking out everything, because you need to leave room for happiness to come through. Okay, so you're needing to put a door in that wall. We're not asking you to break down that wall around yourself completely. We're asking you to put a door in, so that when you're ready to let certain things in, you can open that door and allow things in. Okay, so start thinking about it a little bit like that, Pisces, that you're needing to just, and I'm just sort of seeing it, I'm just seeing here for a lot of you, Pisces, the prediction is coming through with this image of you imagining it like a garage door where you click a button, the wall lowers, and you can allow some things to come through. And then, I'm not feeling safe anymore. I'm going to push that button and raise that wall around myself again until I can, take it step by step by step. But we do see that with the bouquet, that this is also stopping you from giving. It's been stopping you from giving your time, your love, your energy to things in a way that's coming from a place of pure love and pure happiness and pure heart space. You're giving too much to things without realizing you're putting this taint of anger on things that you are giving. You're not necessarily giving as much as you should be at the moment, Pisces. So this is asking you to actually give a little bit more, give people that opportunity to, give happiness the opportunity to come through for you here, Pisces. So sorry if that's a bit confronting, but we do overall, the prediction is that we're predicting that you're having this personal revelation that's making you realize, so I feel like I'm just the instigator to get you thinking about this. There's something within you that once you lower that wall a little bit to yourself, it's making you realize, hang on, yeah, I kind of have been, acting in anger here, or doing this, or being quick tempered, or not actually listening to people because I'm so, negatively influenced at the moment. It's actually, you're stuck in the anger at the moment, Pisces. You may not even realize it. You may be sort of sitting there saying to yourself, no, everything's great. But when you actually do sit down with yourself and look a little bit deeper and allow these personal revelations to come through, because that's something I can't do for you. That's something you need to do for yourself, is to, truly clear these bad emotions out of yourself for once and for all. We're not, like, once again, I feel the need to strongly say here, for a lot of you, it's going to be accepting that, yes, that was justified. That has been justified to feel that way. That has been justified of me to act that way. But it's time for me to let it go and move forward back into happiness for myself, and back into, giving happiness, giving love, giving time, giving my energy to things, to people once again, rather than just giving them, this illusion of happiness, which is not the full truth for you here at the moment, Pisces. So for a lot of you, the prediction is that personal revelation, and finding happiness again. I do feel for a lot of you, you haven't actually, you may be telling yourself that you've had a lot of happiness, but you haven't actually been feeling it. You haven't actually been noticing it when it's been happening for a lot of you there. Okay, so just take it as it is, Pisces. If that's not for you, that's not for you. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, okay? It is what it is, but I'm sorry if that's a bit confronting, but it does appear that you're ready to hear that, and it's asking me to instigate the moment for you to actually go, hang on, yeah, maybe I do need to stop and look within here. Okay, but Pisces, predictions for Pisces with romantic love. Predictions for Pisces with romantic love. On the bottom of the deck, leave your fears behind with romantic love. Beware of codependency and overthinking here. Addictive behaviors are affecting your romantic life. Playing negative scenarios in your head is creating issues which weren't there at first. Okay, so this is a prediction of you overthinking love and overthinking what you're wanting in a romantic partner, what you have had in the past in romantic partners. I'm getting this as a prediction out and out for a lot of you Pisces of attracting something that is the same pattern of something that you've had before. You're overthinking things, and especially something to do with codependency here as well, addictive behaviors that I am picking up on a pattern repeating itself. Somebody new coming into your life that is like a carbon copy of somebody who you have removed from your life. It's kind of like a test for you here, Pisces. And it's because, you've been playing such negative scenarios in your head, especially coming from that anger stuff, that you have actually, it's that negative manifestation, that accidental manifestation where you've been, playing these negative scenarios so much and so much focused on, I never want a dude like that again, or like regardless of gender. Okay. I'm just going to use that as an example. But I never want a guy like that again in my life. And you're thinking about what you don't want, what I don't want, what I don't want, what I didn't want, what I didn't want, what was bad, that's what comes back around. Okay. And that's what's in this new person, this addictive behaviors, this codependency, these negative scenarios. This is this new person, because I hate to say it, but you've attracted that by accident, because that's the frequency you've been in, and that's what you've manifested. Okay, so just be very, if you do have someone new coming into your life, just be very aware that if they are exhibiting similar behaviors to a past pattern, that this is a test for you Pisces to make sure that you are able to deal with this differently this time around, and not accept the pattern, to break the pattern. Okay, divine timing. Be patient while things are unfolding. This connection is worth the wait. So there is somebody else coming through after that. You are going to be tested prior to this divine timing issue. So it's letting you know that may still take a little bit of extra time, because there is this test in between now and then. Okay, Pisces. So that's what I have for you. Like I said, more than welcome to check your other placements, okay? But leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, and hopefully I'll see you all again soon.